I tell you, little guy, this time I'm going to that convention. There is only one way out of this building, and they will have to cross by where I am right now to get out the door. So they're not leaving me this time. I'm telling you, nothing on earth is going to stop me from going to that convention. Oh no. You a-holes again! I'm not scared of you. I don't have my tinfoil hat. Choopy! Sick 'em! Anytime now. I feel something. Wait, you guys are messing with my hair again. Damn it, no! Stop! Choopy! You are the most useless cryptid I have ever met in my entire life!
I told my D&D party that I wasn't going to make it to game today because I was going to be surrounded by dead things.
We're here at the 2024 Denver Curiosities and Oddities Expo. Let's go.
Welcome to Dan Moran Art, the art of Dan Moran, that is me. And this is all my work from, well, quite a few years. Some of these pieces go back to the 1980s. That's how long I've been doing this. I draw, I use a big pen, and no computers or Photoshop or anything like that. I'm a pen and paper guy. I've been sitting here doodling after setting up today, so this is what I do, just paper and big pen, old school, and about the only thing I use computers for is to post my art online so that more people can see it. So I'm just happy to have people check it out, take a look, say what they think. Some people like it, some people hate it, some people are terrified, but yeah, it's also it's pretty cool these days that this kind of art is pretty widely celebrated, or at least acknowledged as part of our current culture. You know, in the early 1980s, growing up in rural New England, this art was getting me a lot of frowns and a lot of angry, upset people all the time, and everyone was always saying, you know, why don't you draw nicer things and all that kind of stuff. So I always just said, well, I'm never going to do this to make a living, because obviously not enough people like it, but I'm doing it for me, and I'll get some other regular job, and then I'll do this too, and if people like it, then they like it, and if they don't, they don't, but I'm happy anyway. So all other artists out there, just stick to what you love. Keep doing what you do, and don't pay attention to any naysayers.
Thank you. Mother Aya is going to be so mad when she sees this.
When we do the lectures, like, I have to remember what I say. Oh, yeah. Like every other word that comes out. I like that word.
Thank you. Hopefully you don't have to censor any of them.
I know some of these models.
It's all good.
Because we were over there, we looked over, and like the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the
Hello, I'm Andy, illustrator of Nightmare Soup. Be sure to go check out our Kickstarter for the Nightmare Soup Ultimate Feast. Thank you.
No, 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 no. Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
I'm really amped. I wanted to get the.
My booth is Monsterologist. This is all my artwork. I do patches, stickers, and prints based off of cryptozoology. Also do some Halloween stuff and some pop culture stuff, mostly Bigfoot, Mothman, aliens, stuff like that. I do a lot of Oddities and Curiosities Expos. We're here in Denver this weekend. I'm doing 22 of them this year, probably being some later this year for different parts of the country.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, so before anything else happens, I'm going to full stop this. How did you get that footage?
Oh,
I was abducted. Wait, so hold on. So let me get this right. You filmed me getting abducted by aliens and still went to the convention instead of literally anything?
well, yeah, it's like I asked the artist, can I film you? I asked the aliens, can I film the abduction? All of them said yeah.
This is why we put you in the corner. Hello, everyone. I am Kristoff N. Chester, and I am just back from, I don't know where I was. But,
Yeah, that was
there was once again, a convention that I wasn't at.
But I mean,
They brought me this nice bowl.
yeah, I got you that skull. The Vagrancy Mythos.
Yeah, yeah. He handed it to me. He was like, literally like, hold this.
He was there.
Creepy, weird. Yeah, he was there.
Aliens aren't going to vote 10.
No, not many people want to screw with him. Anyway, though, yeah, no. Although I wouldn't know from first-hand experience, the Oddities and Curiosities Expo, one of the coolest things every year that we do here at this channel. Tons of great artists. Would have loved to got to meet them myself.
Well, they were pretty cool, actually.
Oh yeah, no, they're awesome. I love our boy Dan. So real quick, I'm going to tell a story. The Vagrant guy is pretty cool. He should do his own streams. You're supposed to be on my side, kid. By the way, hello Connie, hello Mr. Bishop, hi Tara, Donson of course, hello. But anyway, no.
Hello.
So Dan, I think it's pronounced Moran, is how he pronounces his name.
Dan Moran, yeah. We see him every year. He's great.
Yeah, we've seen him every year. We usually get a piece of art from him every single time we go there. Well, you go there.
2 for $35, not bad.
To be okay, I'm just gonna
Well,
say the
okay, I
ugly
guess.
thing that you're not supposed to say.
Price.
People can get greedy at conventions and expos. You know what I mean?
See, I think that's a great price for what we got.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, Dan was absolutely awesome. His prices were actually really cool. But I'm saying a lot of people, you know, they take advantage of the atmosphere of a convention. You know, $10 shots, for example, from what I hear. But anyway, but hi, Mom. Oh dear. I don't think Sean was prepared to see the real accurate depiction of Cthulhu. By the way, points to Dan for actually drawing Cthulhu correctly, by the way.
But anyway, no, we have a whole bunch of artists that you guys met and got to see, and we're going to talk about them. We have links all in the description below. This was from Red Door Vintage, I believe is what they're called.
Yes.
Is what you told me. We'll get a link to them in a minute. Andy, I think his name is Sciazko. See, I feel bad because I always thought it was Schizo, Andy Schizo, and I feel bad because you guys got to meet him. And here's the thing, Andy has done art for me. He did artwork for my stories that were featured in the Nightmare Soup collections, or Nightmare Society collections, excuse me, which are currently doing a Kickstarter.
Yeah, which I just threw up the link now.
Yeah, the Ultimate Feast or something like that, I think it is.
Yeah.
Really,
it was actually really cool to meet him. We've never met him before. At least I haven't.
I'm not remembering. No.
I've known of him for years. But
see, his art style is so distinct because of where he learned, but
once you see his art,
I don't recall ever seeing him there before. At the years that I actually made it to it, you ever notice? As soon as we actually start filming it, suddenly I can't seem to get there. How many years has it been going on now that we've been going to those, or you guys have been going to them? Hell, I want to say
last time you got into Joe Bob Jericho's car. This time, I can't help you with the aliens.
Kidnapped. I was kidnapped. Stop sugarcoating it. I was kidnapped by an idiot. Anyway, though, but I don't think... Yeah, I never saw him at any of the expos that I made it to.
Yeah, no, he's never been there.
And I don't think you guys ever filmed him.
No,
I keep saying we because I'm so used to us all working together, but I keep forgetting it's not we for the show, now was it?
I just kind of walked up to him like, hey, can I film your art? Would you like to say anything?
Yeah. But no, really great guy. Would love to get to meet him personally.
Again.
But yeah, he did art for, oh God, what were the 3 episodes, or the 3 stories that I did for Nightmare Society? Beneath Green Lake, The Doctors, and The Legend of E.J.'s Woods.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I remember those now. But anyway, as I was saying, no, lots of great and talented artists go to those conventions. They're not done. They don't just do it in October and September. They do it all year round. They go all around the country. It is kind of fitting that it just happens they come to Denver, in September, October timeframe. So perfect timing there. But before we get into the show tonight, we're going to talk about some of these great artists and their wonderful artwork that the rest of them got. I didn't. But, yeah, no, this little buggy here, neat little serviceable bowl. From the video we saw, you guys were using this to, hold business cards and, just holding it out.
Yeah.
Very nifty little idea. But, yeah, Red Door Vintage was these guys.
Red Door Vintage, yeah.
Let's see here. Now, we were talking... that's right, I was telling a story about Dan Moran. So, I want to say it was not... Was it last year or the year before? No, it was last year. Last year, we showed Dan on the footage that you guys got at the convention.
Yeah. Every
and
year
I almost... Yeah,
so
I know.
Cool.
I know, but it's funny because I remember... when we were before the show started, we were going over what we would talk about, and I had the biggest flub. I'm so glad the camera wasn't recording when I did it. I was like, "Yeah, Dan Moran." And you looked at me like,
Yeah,
Moran.
Moran.
And I was like, "Oh, that's an A." I thought he was being cheeky and giving himself a silly name or something, because you'll see that a lot of artists. You don't see a lot of artists, especially in the more creepy and dark genres, that just use their real names. In fact, actually, a fun little side note, when I first created the Vagrancy Horror channel and I was telling people about it, people asked what my pen name was. And I said, Kristoff. That's my name. And they're like, you're using your real name? Which I was like, well, what else am I going to use? But funny story, I did for like a split second consider using the pen name K.N. Chester as a reference to H.P. Lovecraft and R.L. Stein's. Horror writers just tend to do that.
How about
The first two letters are the initial and then just your last name.
K.R.R. Chester.
Okay, for the record, I actually finish the stories that I write. Okay? Look, and actually
finished his.
yes, he did, which is ironic because one of his greatest books ever was Unfinished Tales. Ironically, it was secretly a cryptic warning about Martin.
George R. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that creepy dude. But anyway, back to my point. And I'm so glad that we had the camera off at that time because that was such a bad flub. And I really do love Dan's artwork. So I'm going to tell another story real quick about our boy Dan. So the first year that we ever went to the Denver Curiosities and Oddities Expo, the bishop wasn't feeling the greatest, but he wanted to come, and we went. And he said that he had one single solitary goal in mind. He was looking for something of the Jersey Devil. And we actually got split up.
I remember that.
We got split up, and I saw Dan's art booth, and I saw this piece of art, and I was like, no way. Because, I mean, what is this? This is a buffed out Jersey Devil. And so I went over and I was like, I'm going to sound like a complete crackpot, but I need to speak with you for a second.
And yeah, this was 2017,
18.
2018. This was, yeah, this
2018.
was years ago.
Signature's right there. Oh, God, I was not ready to think about how long ago that actually was. Anyway, though, and I told him how my friend is here looking for the Jersey Devil, and I see this artwork by you. I got to have this. How much? And I'm prepared to hear, a lot of money. You know what I mean? Because there's a fee, wink, wink, for going to a convention, and no, he literally was like, I think this was like $20, and
See, I don't want to list his prices, but they are fair.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
good prices.
I'd actually say he kind of undersells for what I expect.
Especially for his originals.
I know. I can't believe he even actually sells those.
Yeah, I
Because everything he does is by hand. This is not computer generated. This is not a reprint.
Yeah, this is all ballpoint pen. Like all these details.
Yeah.
That's ballpoint pen.
I would love to talk to him about like how he does it. Like, does he just do it from left to right like he's writing, or does he like just pan out from a certain point? Like, I'm very curious about how he actually
does it.
Yeah.
Because working with pen, your palm's gonna smudge stuff, but
yeah. Also, it's pen. It looks like charcoal.
It does.
I remember
it's so detailed.
I remember in middle school, I had an art teacher named Mr. Kellogg. He loved charcoal. But anyway, back to the point. And so he bagged this up for me, and he asked me if he would like him to sign it. He asked me if I would like him to sign it, and I'm like, I can't afford that. I can't afford a signed copy. And he's like, I got a pen. It's right here in my hand. It literally would take like a second. and so he signed it actually. It's double signatured because he has his signature and
his actual hand printed signature there.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
again,
the
thank you for that.
October 6th, 2018.
2018, that's nothing.
Yeah. But absolutely awesome guy. Very much like to say that he's a friend of the channel. I wonder if he's local. It would be really cool if we could actually get to talk to him.
I didn't think to ask him about that.
I didn't either, because a lot of people will actually tour and follow these conventions. We'll get to an example of that in a minute. But anyway,
And
then the bishop, and I have to be very careful how I hold this, decides to get this picture.
And there was a
Now, to
buy
be fair,
two get a special deal.
yeah, so he needed to get 2, and he gets yeah. And what's funny is that this one,
So this one caught my eye.
I can't imagine why. It's kind of funny that it catches your eye, and then we got the backstory behind it. Okay, so real quick, we're going to talk about some folklore and stuff. There is a symbol, a pattern, that is traditional to Old Hebrew legend and folklore. It is referred to as the Sephiroth, which is the tree of life. Hold on, I'm trying to get it. There we go. Now, for those of you who are familiar with alchemy, you might recognize the pattern, but along this whole image is the Sephiroth pattern, which in alchemy is used for various formulas and equations and stuff like that. But what's funny is you did not know about it. I actually had to explain to you because he mentioned the Sephiroth, and he vaguely mentioned that it was tied to Hebrew legend.
Yeah, it's not really a biblical thing, so I would.
I want to say it's actually it's in the Torah, but it's not in the Bible. It's one of the things that they took out.
Anyway,
Yeah, because of differing opinions and generations. So basically, the Sephiroth, for those who aren't familiar with it, is a pattern that has a bunch of nodes going up and down it. Now, each node represents a virtue that God, the Creator, has. Now, in the Torah, when he created the world by separating the earth from the heavens, the first thing he made was a tree, known as the Sephiroth, the tree of life. And upon this tree, he carved the symbol of the Sephiroth as a kind of declaration of, that this was his because he made it. It is extremely fundamentally important in alchemy and general mythology. And for the record, real quick, I'm going to say this also. Mythology is not an insult. Mythology is something that I feel is a badge of honor. Mythology means that it's something so important that people remembered it in spite of literally everything. So when I say mythology, I'm not trying to denounce or dismiss anything. But anyway, but yeah, no, it's another wonderful example of his art, very detailed and creative. He has lots of cool Lovecraftian art too. Yeah. I might have to get that. I might have to get the Fat Cthulhu and send it to Sean.
That one was there. I remember seeing that one.
Oh yeah, the Innsmouth, Shadow over Innsmouth.
Oh, he didn't have. Oh, that was.
Some of them on his website he doesn't have. He didn't have there, but.
But his website's thrown up.
Yeah. Yeah, Donson's right. He's saying, no, Dan's artwork is a steal compared to a lot of other artists. Absolutely go check him out. I'm going to put this down because it's actually making my fingers cramp up holding it this way.
So, yeah, that caught my eye.
And we call Jesus the pervert. I'm kidding, dude. Come on.
And when I talked to him, he said, if you may hold it up again. He said it's actually a self-portrait. And the reason Kristoff's thumbs are there is because, yes,
it does have nudity and...
snitties.
That's what you called it, snitties.
Snitties.
Earlier, I remember you saying, "Where are my snitties?" And I was like, "Bit early for that, isn't it, Mr. Bishop?" But anyway,
snipples.
But yeah,
no, this one caught my eye, and I'm like, okay. And I asked him about it, and he says this is actually a self-portrait from 1996 that he did. And I told him, like, I was 7 years old. Like, I dated myself there, but... And he said, no, that's a self-portrait of him sitting down. And, yeah, the Sephiroth, he asked me, do you know, like, Hebrew mythology? I'm like, yeah. And then he's, like, talking about this. I'm like, kind of only know like the biblical, the stuff that's in the
Bible, yeah.
But yeah, that's a self-portrait of Dan Moran, and
see, you know, the real problem is that you just don't have a generation of artists who will absolutely draw themselves having their head hugged by snitties.
We'll see.
That's doing things the drive-in way. But
because I mean, there's the snake, there's the king. Yeah, there's the snitties.
It's an awesome piece. I'm just janking your chain, man. Come on.
Yeah, no, it just caught my eye out of.
See, but no, to all you aspiring artists out there, this is how you do a self-portrait.
And YouTube will, of course, probably
not
flag
like
us if those fingers aren't there. But
dude, they flagged me for less. Well, actually, it's kind of funny. They don't seem to flag me for anything, despite all the controversial stuff I say here. But yet, Lobalus, for every other episode, every other video he puts up gets freaking flagged.
Yeah, they flagged the Fortnite videos.
His first live stream ever, they flagged. Over using original songs from Fortnite. Anyway, though, we're going to put that down. And we're going to go on to talking some more artists. Let's see, who else did we have? Andy Schiazzo.
The taxidermy.
Showtime.
Showtime taxidermy.
Showtime taxidermy. She had the rats.
She didn't want to talk on camera, but she let us film.
Yeah. She was the one that the vagrant was like, oh no. Real quick, by the way, actually, we're going to discuss this, and I'll just do it here. I get taxidermy is a bit of a touchy subject. Some people disagree with it. Some people like it. Let me just kind of lay something out here, because as you saw in that video, there's a lot of different kinds of people who are in this world, and you're never going to agree with everyone. A great example, we just today, actually, the Vagrancy Horror was in the newspaper. Sage Kelly of the Denver Gazette actually took some pictures of the vagrant, interviewed Bishop and our buddy Jesus, who's missing in action tonight. And actually, we got featured in like the front of their entertainment column. And look, I'm just going to say it. I know that it's an election year. It's very, everything has to be divided. Everyone has this weird, we need to be this kind of community or that community. Look, we are the Vagrancy Horror. We are not the Vagrancy Political. We are not the Vagrancy Religious. As I have always said, and I will continue to say, I will die on this hill. Anyone who wants to be here, who wants to be in this chat, who wants to be entertained with our stories or my incoherent rambling, regardless of your pronouns or your God or whatever, none of that matters in here. Okay? I wish I could have been there meeting those people. The Vagrant was telling me, you guys actually found a fan? You actually found someone who knew him?
Yeah.
The lady that was in the picture with the antlers.
Yeah.
Her and her friend apparently knew the Vagrant and recognized him and were fans of the channel. That's freaking awesome.
That is, yeah.
And look, I get it. It's an election year. Everyone's on edge. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's bad things happening in the world all over the place right now. But that's out there. This is here.
Yeah, we're just going to have
this
fun
is different.
And discuss art.
Yeah, we're going to talk about art. We're going to make cool stories. Yeah, we're going to talk about snitties. We're going to do whatever the hell we want. And, so that is not a burden. That is not a barrier. Okay? Now, I want to point out, I am not some indifferent person. I have my own opinions. I have my own particular views and philosophies and all that stuff. I just know that none of that has anything to do with this channel. And so, while I'm sure some people might look at the video and be like, wait, the Vagrant was taking pictures with trans people? Yes, he was. Because they are welcome here. The same way that Christians are welcome here, the same way Muslims are welcome here, the same way Jews are welcome here. Although I've always felt weird saying Jews, it feels like it's a slur.
Jewish.
Yeah, I know, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like how there's Wookiees from Kashyyyk. It's like that. I know that's what they're called, but that sounds like it's a slight. You know what I mean? I don't know, but back to my point before I just completely frazzled there. Everyone who wants to be here is welcome. We might not agree on things, and that's perfectly fine.
We just need to be.
Yeah. Again, if you want to be here, if you want to be entertained, you absolutely are welcomed here. Okay?
Trust me, the 3 people on this show are like all very different. We all
Oh my
respect each
good
other.
heavens. Yeah.
And that's how it should be. See, I'm trying to. Do you have the link to the Denver Gazette?
Johnson. No, we are not going to show the snitties. The link on my phone, I can send. Yeah, I can send you the link to that article. Hold on a second. I got you, Bishop.
You know what, Donson? When you come here for Thanksgiving, you can see the snitties.
But you got to get here. Anyway, though, okay, there we go. All right, sending you the link so you can put it in. Yeah. Although I will say, Sage Kelly is the journalist who actually did that article. I don't fault you because I wasn't there to talk about it, but it is kind of funny that the article says that you and Jesus created the vagrancy horror, and it's like, hi there. Yeah. but still very cool.
There's
The Vagrant was saying that he seemed kind of like unsure that it would even get published when he was talking to you guys. He was like, yeah, he mentioned that if it gets picked up. And hey, we're glad that you got in there, dude. It was really cool. I don't think there's a printing of the Denver Gazette. I think it is an online newspaper.
They have a link to the Vagrancy.
Yes, they do. They call
go
it
straight to the YouTube.
Yes, but they call it the Vagrancy instead of the Vagrancy Horror, which is fine because, to be fair, the older business cards say that too.
Yeah,
just
no,
the Vagrancy. In fact, originally that was what the channel was going to be called, but there's another YouTube channel called The Vagrancy, which, by the way, we have like twice as many subscribers as them, so therefore we are the true Vagrancy. They are the imposters. We're going to ignore the fact they're 7 years older than us.
Well, to be fair, they're stage plays.
Yeah.
Local
Yeah.
For their plays.
I want to say they're in Washington.
They're not really any sort of competition. They don't really.
I know,
post
but
much.
it's just something I like to make fun of.
But yeah, here's the article, and yeah, no, the guy just walked up. He's like, "Hey, I'm with the Denver Gazette. Can I take pictures? Can I interview you?" And we're all just kind of like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah. Dad.
20,000 attendees.
Yes.
The tour goes to over 37 cities, with Denver remaining one of the biggest stops.
Yep. Everything's weird during Colorado. Wow, congratulations, Dad. Partnering with a haunted house to do seances. That's really cool. Be safe. Be careful. Don't go pulling a Witch of Endor and get scared out of your mind.
Oh gosh, there's my name on the internet.
Yeah. I wish I had been there because I have an opinion, because the big article was why is Denver odd? And I can actually account for it myself, and if you don't mind, I will here, because I wasn't there to be interviewed. you got to understand something about Colorado. It's not just Denver, but you have to understand Colorado was always kind of the weird place as far as the United States goes. We have some of the most gnarly mountains, the biggest mountains on this continent, if I'm not mistaken, the Rockies. They're the largest mountains in the Americas, aren't they?
They're like the longest. The largest ones are in Alaska, but yeah.
Okay, well, either way, point is,
Tall.
Colorado has always been a really rough area, and I'm old enough to remember when Colorado was like the frontier. You know, everyone was a cowboy, and all that stuff. Now everyone's a pothead, which is fine. You're welcome here too if you want to be here. I'm just gonna say, pot stinks to high heaven. I don't like it personally, but either way, my point is, Colorado was always a place where you either went there because you were stupid, or you were desperate. Because the mountains were rich in all kinds of prospects, but were very dangerous. The weather is very dangerous and changes a lot. Colorado has always been a place where the not normals, the unaverage people congregate just because of the environment. It's like the bishop said, if you're weird, that's normal here, and if you're normal, that's the weird thing.
It's kind of like Portland, where I came from.
Portland, Oregon is similar because it has a similar environment. It's the environment. It just brings the people who are eccentric and don't think like normal people, and the, creative minds, the brave minds. And when you naturally draw that kind of person, they're going to be strange, and that's going to adapt to whatever is strange in the modern time. Once upon a time, it's funny because in Japan, they think all Americans are cowboys. But here's the thing. Once upon a time, the cowboy was the weirdo. The cowboy was the weird one who was doing things the hard way. Why aren't you in a town? Why aren't you in a city? Well, because this is Colorado. And that's how we do things here. And as society changed and grew, the new generation of odd people, the nerds, I'll just say it, and I mean this endearingly, the nerds, the pervs, and the druggies all came here because this is where weird lives.
Yeah, and that's what Portland used to be, but then...
And it grows, and it's constantly changing, and...
Flooded, and yeah.
And change brings growing pains and shifts and stuff like that. But the point is, it's not just Denver, and it is because that's what this state has always been from the day that it was settled. Even when it was a territory. Which, by the way, if you know what I'm talking about, you're old.
Are you saying you're from like the 1800s?
What gives you that idea?
You're almost as old as our president.
Which one? Anyway, though, I did not say that. That was a joke. But anyway, back to my point. No, Colorado has always been the refuge of weird because normal people can't take it here. Like, seriously, it's always attracted the strange and the odd ducks and the tryhards and things like that.
See, everybody says it's cold here. I'm like...
Oh, it is.
I'm from Oregon. It's not that cold here.
It's the weather sucks here. Okay, look. I actually do like Colorado, but I will acknowledge the weather sucks. I'd be happy going back to the Southwest.
But
Nevada looks nicer every day.
But I'm also from Oregon, so the summers here are like extremely brutal hot.
You can't, dude. I'm pretty sure you are secretly like a damp here. You cannot go into direct sunlight.
The summers here are brutal to me. The winters, Oregon's way worse.
Either way. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Where were we? We were in the Denver Gazette. Yeah, we were talking about the art that you guys got. And I'll save this big guy for last. But also, another person that you guys met there was a monsterologist.
Yeah.
Who I'm very fond of. Wish I could say I've met him. But, monsterologist. Whoa.
Where's Glord?
Yeah, where's the other one? The one that you guys gave me, the Area 51.
Yeah,
Where did he go? Oh, he's on the table. He's way over there off in the desert.
Oh, there.
On that random table that we just have out in the desert.
Yeah, I'm gonna go way out here.
No, he sells these. His theme is like cryptid camping, is how I would describe it. He has like merit badges and patches and stickers of various cryptid things. Now, did I see it right? The Vagrant actually got Jesus, the Loveland Frog patch.
Yes. And
I can only imagine Jesus was dying when he saw that.
And you know how Jesus
Just
loves
loves
the
yeah.
Loveland Frog. By the way, Jesus is not here today.
Yeah, he's not here. Annoying, but anyway. No, I love Monsterologist. Now, am I not? Is he the one in the video that said this was the 22nd?
Yeah.
Curiosities and Oddities Expo that he was there this year? That was Monsterologist, wasn't it?
Yeah, he travels around.
He follows that damn thing.
Yeah.
Which is saying something, because didn't you just say that they do 30 cities?
Yeah, they do.
So, does he go to
travel
like
around.
every single one?
Kind of seems like it.
By the way, real quick, I believe this weekend they're going to be in Portland, Oregon, which we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So if you're in that area, absolutely go. You can't really go wrong. It's a great convention. It's very fun. I just got a message. Was that from Jesus?
It was. I just got home.
He just got home.
I told him we just mentioned you.
Is he like Beetlejuice if you say his name 3 times?
Jesus. Yeah.
Anyway, though. But, no, I love the motif of the camp cryptid things.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? North American cryptids, there's only 2 ways that cryptids in North America are depicted. Either A, they are borderline Lovecraftian horrors that will literally rip your soul out of your body and show it to you, or there's always a camping motif. There's always like a out in the woods theme to cryptids.
Well, see, that's...
I mean, I know it's the Jersey Devil, but like, you see, I don't know, I feel like I see this a lot. It's always either fun summer camp exploring, finding cryptids, or it's, you should not have seen that.
Actually, yes, Dad. They have one in Missouri. It's coming to Kansas City. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
I specifically saw that.
Really, Sean? They're not doing one in New Orleans? Or have they already? I can't believe there's no Oddities and Curiosities in Nolans.
Oddities and Curiosities Expo, according to this, their last one, Kansas City, Missouri, November 23rd and November 24th.
Yep. Absolutely go there.
Actually, I can't believe I've not done this before. Here is their actual website for everybody.
Yeah. I am a little bit disappointed because last year they had the schedule for the next year up like a few days after they came to Denver, and they still haven't put it up a 2025 schedule. I'm sure there is going to be one, but like...
Oh, there was one in St. Louis, back in April.
St. Louis?
Missouri.
Oh, that's also in Missouri, that's right.
But yeah, Kansas City, Missouri, November 23rd, 24th. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah.
What was that noise?
That's
You want to go check the ominous door out in the desert?
yeah.
Well, I mean, you seem to like walking in front of the camera so much.
I didn't actually get the frickin' text. Kristoff's like, you want to check the door? I'm like, nothing's out there.
You didn't hear the knock?
I'm like Beetlejuice, man.
Where's the chips?
I was stuck in the traffic on the way here.
You can leave.
You got DoorDash?
I'm broke.
Sit down.
So Jesus is here.
So, yay, everybody. Really?
You're mad at me. I'm staying over here.
You know, I hate to admit it, but he's actually smart for that.
Yeah, I mean, you can set...
Yeah, no. Did you see, by the way, that somehow he filmed me getting abducted by aliens?
I did not. I didn't know that. Is that why you weren't there this year?
We found out afterwards.
So then who the hell were we walking around with? An alien?
No, that was the Vagrant. Kristoff, I just thought he just decided not to show up. Like last year.
So, if you would be interested in a job as a social mediaite or editor for the Vagrancy Horror, please DM me over on X. I am looking.
I will cut to keep this job.
You don't even do this job!
Exactly.
Choopy's okay.
Oh!
I think Chippy would be a good
Oh, God!
host.
Oh, gluttony.
Don't break Breaky Dog.
Stop calling her that. You know what? There. You sit there.
I find it funny that we talked about Snitties and Jesus shows up.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, Mr. Bishop. There's always next year. My mom says hello.
Hi!
And your brother says things.
He does that very well. Anyway, though.
He doesn't talk about Snitties.
Anyhow, the last artist we're going to talk about, and we have tons in description, by the way. You should go check out all of them. Is, as we mentioned, we were talking about for Andy Sciazko.
Sciazko?
Sciazko?
Again, if you're watching this, Andy, sorry for mispronouncing your name.
So he specializes in doing a lot of nostalgia art, as he calls it. And so, yeah, no, at least I know who my friends are, because the Vagrant, and you saw it in that video, specifically went looking through all of Andy's artwork and found this for me. Don't recall you two going out of your way to get me something from the Expo.
Oh.
You know, it's kind of sad when the nicest friend I have is the freak that runs around in a deer skull.
Hey.
Hey.
The bishop did get you something. He got you that silver plastic cup right there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yes.
This aluminum $10 cup.
I wanted a shot of rum.
So they gave him a shot in this gigantic aluminum cup.
No, they gave me a shot of rum in this little plastic thing, and then they gave me that full of ice, and I bought a Coke too, and I'm like...
Well, I think they wanted you to pour the Coke into it and then pour your shot into that.
Yeah, that rum didn't really last more than 2 steps. And then we got a free cup, but yeah, that's... Yeah.
Donson, no, the bishop got you a dog food bowl. It does kind of look like a dog food bowl, actually. Way too nice. I wouldn't use it for a dog food bowl. It's cool for like. It was really clever of you guys to be just have the cards in it.
It's actually a pretty sturdy, decently well made. You can pop the.
Yeah, I was gonna say this pops off to be washed.
The artist that like that from that booth, she like the stuff she had on there was pretty cool.
Red Door.
Yeah, Red Door Vintage. But anyway.
She had some Baphomet, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. They were just covering their eyes.
See, they're in the video. Links will be down in the description tonight.
Links for everyone that was in that video. Their link is in the description, I believe, or has been put in the chat.
Or they will be as you're
Or they will be as we're talking. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, now there was one thing that didn't quite fit, and now that you're here, I'm going to bring it up. Did you, in a convention full of, and I'll quote you, dead things, did you really find what looked like a softcore hentai booth? How did you do that, might I ask?
I'm going to be completely and utterly honest with you.
You just had like a sixth sense that was like, my weeb senses are tingling.
I think
my Jesus powers just activated on their own without me knowing, and I was just there.
And you just found that what... See, that's the thing, too, because I was even thinking about it. And don't take this the wrong way. But that convention does not seem like your place. It is full of much more grim and artistic stuff, and somehow, some way, morbid and a bit more macabre, refined, you know.
And then there's
somehow,
that one...
some way, you, from what I'm told, just honed in like a Scud missile and found the booth that was literally weeb bait.
Yeah. Well, going back to what you said,
By the way, did you actually get a Loveland frog patch?
Yeah.
The Vagrant was saying how he got you that.
Yeah. It was nice of him.
Is that your favorite cryptid just because of the stupidity of that?
It has become the meme for the show. one of the memes for the show, and he thought that was funny, so he gave it to me. But no, like.
But yeah, you were saying. Sorry.
The macabre and whatnot, like I feel perfectly fine in that. Like that's up here with all the dead things, the taxidermy, and everything else in there. Best example for that is, I had friends visiting at a town, and they wanted to visit a pagan shop. Well, we went to one. It was bright. It was well lit. It was welcoming. They felt perfectly fine there. I was meh. We then go to a second one, and that one was a little bit darker. It had more stuff towards like the dark side of paganism.
The occult? Yeah.
And the occult, hell, in one corner they had the Santa Muerte in there. I felt more comfortable in that one than the other one. And it was the opposite for them. Like for that, they didn't feel all that comfortable in there. And then when we walked out.
Good night, Dad. Love you.
Good night. When we walked out, they mentioned that, and then I mentioned how I felt more comfortable there, and yeah, they thought that it was weird that
well,
I'm
see,
more
the thing
towards-
is you are so bombastic and energized, and I'm just gonna say a bit more on the crass and crude side.
Yeah.
But I still just think it's absolutely hilarious that somehow in that ocean of darkness, you find yourself a big titty cat girlfriend.
Yeah. And then the artist from that you were just showing,
Andy.
Yeah, Andy stuff. Like when we saw that, we walked up to it. I found some anime stuff there too.
Yeah, he draws anime characters.
Yeah, I found some Demon Slayer stuff. And then I found some like some more old school cartoons.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I know. I do love these.
I saw some Ed and Eddie, Johnny Bravo. I got me a Billy and Mandy piece.
Oh my god! I did not see the Johnny Bravo one. I saw.
Oh hi Kobold's Corner.
Hey Kobold.
Hey Scraps.
What up, homies?
Kobold Corner. He must have heard Snitties.
Which would obviously attract him.
But
only if he was the Candyman, we could just like call him and
just have him show up here too.
Yeah, he just plops in, and then his roommate just has to call him back over there.
But yeah, no, the Curiosities and Oddities Expo. I missed it again this year. I can't even be mad at you two on this one, because like last time, okay. I was kidnapped by an idiot, and somehow you two did not help me. I have to at least give you credit that being abducted by aliens, there wasn't much you two probably could have done to help me in the first place. But still.
Well, Sean's saying I said Snitties 3 times. Fine, I'll just start saying Snipples.
Snipples.
Or Snits.
Oh my god. Well, one of the things when we were.
I got you this.
Since I accidentally hit it, I didn't mean to hit it.
Disco stew.
It's a boogie bomb.
It's a boogie bomb.
Disco stew.
You want a boogie bomb?
No.
Boogie bombs are
He wants a boogie bomb.
This year while we were there, we had a couple people ask us if we had a booth or anything.
Yeah, and I would like to do that in like a year or two.
That would be
like you mentioned.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I did mention that like we could probably have some of your mom's stuff.
The Black Lily stuff? Yeah.
There.
That'd be a great idea.
Promote her stuff there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Stickers.
very. I mean, that's not hard to produce. It's not hard to make custom stickers.
No, it's not.
It's like business cards. We had a ton of business cards. We had what?
150. So between the two of you, there were 75 to each of you.
Yeah, which I thought wasn't that much, but they actually did.
I
pretty
still had
good.
a few.
Yeah, but
But you were saying.
But yeah, I have some Black Movie stuff like those keychains that she made.
oh yeah. But anyway, so. But yeah, that was the expo. Can't wait to actually get to go and be, on camera and film it.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. I mean, I gotta get there. Like, seriously, like, what else could happen?
Robots.
Bigfoot.
Why?
P. Diddy showing up out of nowhere.
No.
Did you guys
Remember how earlier I was saying that somehow, some way, this channel has never gotten flagged, but Lobulus has?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go and drop that.
No, they're.
I can feel the algorithm just like.
No. Yeah. There's a specific band that's been
Good night, Scraps.
flagging us
Oh.
and
Yeah.
everyone.
Anyway, but that's not the only thing that happened of great significance to the channel, and this one I actually was a part of. We actually released our first new story in almost a year. It literally came down to the wire. We almost had 12 months. We finally got the Pursuit of Madness up, which is funny because the Pursuit of Madness is actually one of my oldest stories. Like, I had that thing basically kicking around in my scripts for a long time actually. But that one features artwork by my sister Tara and the Bishop and XIV. We got people all over this place.
Throwing that up.
Yeah, throwing that up.
Type in the Pursuit of Madness. It's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah. Whole new format, whole new way of doing this. We're going to try a new promoter. We're going to try working with YouTube directly to promote the channel. If we can get to 500, subscribers, we might even be able to actually monetize the channel. For like 10 minutes before he says something off screen and gets me completely shut down again. It would be you, by the way.
It probably will be.
Or
I apologize.
And don't take this the wrong way.
I
Look,
apologize in advance.
I have nothing but love for you, dude. I mean that sincerely. But I swear, if anything gets us flagged, it's gonna be him.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance.
Or sorry. Or all the Fortnite stuff that everybody who plays Fortnite knows what's going on.
No, it's gonna be him. He's gonna say something. He's gonna go George Carlin on all our asses and just like, yeah, no.
I'm
But
an
anyway.
innocent being.
Bullshit. Anyway, though, whole new format to how we're doing the story, but it has been a long year. It has been a long 11 months.
The best part of it is this dude tried walking up to the vagrant with his girlfriend, and she just like pushed me out of the way just to get away from him.
Oh, no, he mentioned something about that. Yeah, he scared some chick so bad she tackled you.
Yeah, we were just standing there talking to go see what to go do next, or like, and we were wondering like, when were you gonna show up? So then this, first it was his family, and this dude brings his kid up. His kid freaks out for a little bit, brings him over again, and his kid waves to the vagrant. Well, then we notice that this couple walks up, and she looks uncomfortable. He gets pretty close, and then she just.
Yeah, he asked like, "Do you want a picture?" Like,
Yeah, like, yeah, like,
she's
yeah.
like, no.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you guys take photos?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can. You guys want to take? If you guys want to take a photo, yeah, that's cool." And then she's like, "No."
Yeah, she has him by the hand, and she's like, "No, let's go." Nope.
Wow. So hold on. So wait a second. So in the same convention, we had two people who honed in and saw the vagrant and specifically wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
And someone who so desperately wanted to get away from him
There were a few.
that, well, yeah, but this one lady was willing to try and plow through you.
Mm-hmm.
You are like a walking brick wall. How the heck?
It was unexpected. It happened.
Well, no,
There was another couple where like they saw us walk down and they just went down a different aisle.
Yeah, there was a couple, and there were people who I asked like, "Hey, would you like a picture?" And
They're like, "Nope."
No. That's really cool though. No.
Yeah, there was one lady where she asked if he did parties.
Yeah.
Seriously? The vagrant making appearances.
A wedding. Or was it a party?
It was a Halloween party. That would be cool if he did a wedding.
Oh my god. You know,
and he officiates the wedding.
I was gonna say, technically speaking, I'm not sure what church he belongs to, but I'm pretty sure he's mentioned being ordained. He's a really weird dude. Have you ever actually sat down and talked to him?
No, I usually avoid him. He's weird.
Yeah.
He's like Peely.
Yeah, he's a freaking psychopath.
Yeah, I get along with him pretty well.
People think I'm joking when I say we literally found him hiding out, lurking behind a freaking, what was it, a McDonald's?
I thought it was a Taco Bell.
Was it a Taco Bell?
I think it was a Taco Bell.
It was a fast food place. He was literally just lurking around behind there.
Yeah, he was just there.
Yeah, and we're like, hey, you look like you would fit in these clothes. You want like $5? He's never accepted the money now that I think about it.
I think he did accept the Boho Blast though.
Well, of course.
Really?
Who wouldn't?
Okay, that's a weird piece of canon. Oh god, Donson gonna get married just to meet the vagrant. But anyway, I wanted to end the show tonight, and I'm not ending right now, but I wanted to do this because we are in the. Would you please believe we are in the 3rd year of the Vagrancy Horror?
Damn.
Yeah. And yeah, no, we've grown a while. I mean, we're at like, what are we at, Bishop? 428, I think, was the last time I saw the numbers. 428 subscribers. Over 100 videos, by the way. There's 103 videos you can watch right now on this channel.
428 subscribers, 102 videos.
2 videos. So there'll be 3 after this goes into replay.
Now, a lot of those are live.
Lot of them, yeah, most of them are live.
Yeah.
But
still, we got original short horror stories.
Oh, yeah. And we've been doing some growing since then. So what I wanted to do was actually end tonight discussing a bit about the mythos, because the Pursuit of Madness is very, very special. So, and for the record, I know we kind of did an episode talking about the Vagrancy Horror, but that became like behind the scenes stuff and talking about making it. This, we're going to actually talk about the mythology, the mythos. But no, finally, Pursuit of Madness did something that looking back, it should have been done the first year. So Pursuit of Madness should have been done a long time ago. But we finally have the name of the last of our major pantheon. Now then, as I've mentioned before, this is a mythos, which means we have a pantheon. We have deities. By the way, I didn't intend this, but have you noticed that the number 5 keeps cropping up with this channel? Vagrancy, V, means 5 in Roman numerals. The vagrant's antlers, 5 points. How many major deities are there in the pantheon? Technically 4, but we're going to count 5 because if we don't, he'll get mad and he'll probably make a video ranting about us while he plays Fortnite.
Since he plays Fortnite, he shouldn't be counted.
Well, he's a bit of a special case, and you can go fuck yourself. Anyway, though.
He plays Fortnite,
but anyway. No, we finally got the name of the last one. So I'll list them off. We have Prince Razoth, Mother Aya, Cosmer, the technically god, Lobolus, and finally we meet Olkiza.
Where's that boogie?
I'm keeping it over here because I don't want you to throw anything. Anyway, now, what's funny is that for a long time, I actually considered not naming Olkiza, actually. because I realized that we were like a year in and we still didn't name that character, and I was like, maybe that should become the running joke, but I decided not to.
Hey, what's your name? What was it again?
Well,
I don't remember.
you know,
You
I
said
would.
it.
Well, considering that in the story, when she actually did say her name, she almost made two guys' heads explode from the peer pressure of her speaking, I wouldn't ask her to say her name again if I was you. Just, actually, maybe you should. Anyhow. Yeah, Choopy. Anyway, yeah, you know, see, that's one of the fun things about the Vagrancy horror for me is I love to do that. I love to name drop, and Donson mentions that. But anyway, so it's funny because I was thinking about how to do this and how to talk about it, because unaware to some people, there have been a few times here on from one side to the other where I actually would do smidgets of talking about various things from the mythos. And it's hilarious because one time I actually freaked him the hell out. Do you guys remember when we talked about mad doctors and I mentioned Dr. Howard Phelps Indio? This guy's sitting on the couch like looking at his phone like, who was this? Where was this? When did this? Wait, what? Like, you were freaked? Were you?
No, I was excited. Like at the time I was going through mad doctor phases and horrible experiments done on people. So as soon as you start talking about that, I need to do more research. What's going on? What did he do? How many victims?
Like, you were really, you seemed really freaked out.
I wasn't freaked out. I was more of, what did he do? I want to know what he did.
Well,
Who did he diddle? Did anybody diddle him?
Oh my.
Did he do it?
Both of you. But anyway, I wanted to kind of give an introduction to what people can expect with this pantheon and this mythology. Because again, we have new people. We're going to be having more people come in because we're doing new promotion deals with YouTube. We're going to get better about having actually monthly stories like we originally planned long, long ago.
We're going to try to put the ADD away a little bit. Oh, look, scroll.
Yeah, Sean, you mentioned that. You mentioned you were going to actually write a fan theory about Lobolus. But anyway, so what I want to do is kind of give an overlay here. I write in kind of an odd way. So, as some of you know, the Vagrancy horror is based, and I cannot stress this enough, loosely off of a pair of books I actually wrote and had published way, way long ago, back around like 2010, it might have been 2009 now that I think about it.
Man, I was still in high school.
I had just graduated. I want to say it was around 09, maybe 2010.
Yeah, I graduated in 2010.
And anyway, though, I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of regret those books. Partly because they never actually got edited when they were released, and so basically what actually got printed was more or less the manuscripts of the books, and then the publishers that I was working with were like, no, we're not going to take them down. And so I was like, yes, you are. That's why I say, if you find any place that claims to be selling books written by Kristoff N. Chester, don't buy those. Those are not legit. I do not want those things out there. And if you try to go off of those for the Vagrancy horror, you're just going to be confused because a lot of things change. But what's funny is that at its core, the five, as I refer to them, the pantheon, largely are the same. The difference is that when I made the original books, they were more of... There was a much stronger line of good and bad. Whereas when I was making this mythos, Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when I had the books published, I kind of never expected it to be something that would go anywhere. Versus this, where it's like, no, this is I can make this into something. I have all the talent in the world that I need to help me. And so I took a much sterner look at the stories and the lore that I was creating. But my big five have always been there. What I really did was I wanted it to be more of a mythos, more of a pantheon, more about the gods. And so the first step I took was I took a step back and said, okay, well, what are they the gods of? And so it became broken down into Razoth, the god of chaos, Ulkiza, the god of order, Cosmer, god of the dead, Mother Aya, goddess of nature and life, and then Lobolus, who technically is not a god, but
he is the god of shenanigans and stiffing people on money.
Oh, he totally hacked your account, didn't he? Yeah, kind of getting a big.
Still owes me barbecue.
Anyway.
You still owe us barbecue.
Yeah, you do.
Probably.
Where's that catfish?
Ask Globalist.
Oh.
Jerk.
Yeah, wow. Sean was actually still in middle school back when I wrote those original stories.
I forget how young your brother is.
I forget how young you are.
Sometimes I forget how old I am.
You're not that old. But anyway, and a fun side note about Ulkiza. So in the original books, she was called Chibia, which I got that from a random name generator because I wanted a Middle Eastern sounding name, and then I found out Chibia is actually a city. And so I was like, well, we can't do that. We have to give her a new name. And so for a long time in my head, there was kind of this running gag that you can't say her name. You know, kind of like Haster for Robert Chambers. You're not supposed to, you know, he who is not named, the unnameable. You're not supposed to say Haster.
Lord Voldemort.
Shh. That's a reference to Haster. Changed my mind. But anyway, and it's funny is actually, I came up with the idea for the name Ulkiza by literally just being like, no, the character needs a name, she needs a name. We're not just going to sit here and call it, you know, that or it. And so I literally just started making syllable sounds. I literally just started making saying random syllables because I didn't trust a random name generator. And I said Ulkiza. And I was like, good enough name. We'll go with that. And it's kind of funny because I've wanted to talk about the Pantheon and these characters for so long. And we finally actually had the video up. But we have a whole new formula for how we're going to do the videos and make them that should make it much more streamlined and a lot cheaper. And I'm really looking forward to introducing you all to these creatures and these characters in this whole world. It is kind of funny, too, that Ulkiza has kind of become our de facto Lovecraftian god, because both the stories about Ulkiza are homages to Lovecraft stories. The Legacy, where we actually see Ulkiza but we don't hear her name, is an homage to The Nameless City, which was the first Lovecraft story I ever read, and probably my favorite Lovecraftian story. And then, of course, The Pursuit of Madness was obviously a homage to The Mountains of Madness. Which, real quick, I'm going to address something that was in the chat. Sean, I don't think doing a Dark Souls roll would save you from a gigantic seal. I don't think that would have helped.
If you did a Fortnite one.
Now, yeah, maybe if you did like a Fortnite jump or something, you know.
There's no real rolling in Fortnite.
No, power sliding. Get the power slide.
Boogie bump.
Boogie bump. You know, that's something that annoys me because I remember Scraps. He would always say, you know, well, how do you know X doesn't work on this creature? You know, how do you know only silver works on a werewolf? Maybe napalm would work. You know what? Try it. I dare you. Go for it. Go right ahead.
What was it we were talking about? It was one of the cryptids. The only thing that worked on him was garlic and metal.
Hey man,
What was that cryptid?
I don't remember, but I can tell you this much. The man was in space, in the wars. He fought Gandalf. He's a metal singer. He can kill anything he wants.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He was also knighted, so he's a sir.
Yes, he is.
If that man comes across a cryptid, that cryptid better be sorry, because he came across two people he should never fight.
The most interesting man in the world.
Legit.
But anyway, back to what I was talking about with the mythos. It's really all about the five, and it's kind of funny how they've all grown and changed as characters. It's funny, everyone loves Prince Razoth, and I'd even say Razoth is kind of my Cthulhu. He's my token, well, not token, more champion. He's like the big one front and center. Even though actually Aya is the most referenced so far in the stories. But Razoth was a completely different character in the originals. He was more of a villain. And when I was creating the Pantheon for the videos, I said that they all seemed too human. And so what's funny is I dusted off ye old Dungeon Master's Guide, and I looked at it, and I took a kind of D&D approach with their alignments, and I said, okay, these are beings that are well beyond human. And so there's an air of neutrality to them. They're all different flavors of neutral, to make them seem more aloof and distant and stuff like that. And that's kind of accidentally how Razoth became the god of chaos. He's random.
Ikta will fit in there very well.
Well, you had a D&D character that became friends with Razoth, and he mutated you.
That was...
was that Grim?
That was Grim.
Yeah, that was Grim.
Yeah, that was Grim.
He did.
Grim was trying to get himself up in those pantheons with the ladies.
And it did not
go
go
well. It did
well.
not work all that well for my dudes.
Yeah, Unformed King. I would say Perfectly Natural is a big one.
Perfectly Natural was, I haven't checked it recently, but Perfectly Natural actually was our most disliked video. I can't imagine why.
But also, I don't know if you want to mention him, Uncle Lloyd, Kaufman, Trauma.
Oh,
Perfectly Natural.
So
and
there
Unformed
was
King is
on Trauma Now. Fun little side note: when they first uploaded it onto their servers, they accidentally screwed up and named Perfectly Natural Perfectly Normal, and I literally had to point it out to them on Twitter, and then they changed it immediately.
See, I still think it's cool that Lloyd Kaufman of Trauma.
He literally, because I remember how that happened, because this was back before Elon Musk bought it.
Yeah.
He was saying how Twitter had devolved into basically just being a drama machine. Anyone would be willing to pick a fight with anyone on Twitter, and he was like, "Try it." And so I was like, "Okay, but I'm gonna do it funny, you know." And so
respectful,
and I tweeted out that Lloyd Kaufman wasn't brave enough to watch all the episodes of the Vagrancy Horror. And like 3 days later, he replies, "Hey, these are great! You should consider coming over to Trauma Now." And he DM'd me. He privately messaged me with a email address to the curator for Trauma Now. I was like, "No, send him these links and see what we can do." And so yeah, I'm on Trauma Now with the Unformed King and Perfectly Natural.
Yeah,
which is funny because Unformed King is our second most popular episode.
What's the first one?
The Legacy.
Really?
Olkiza. Olkiza is as far as if we go off of just the likes and the watches, Olkiza, who has only been in 2 stories and only had her name mentioned in 1, is undisputedly far and away the most popular. Scraps used to always say it's because she's always tied to like lore. Both her stories are lore.
Well,
and give backstory, and everyone loves a backstory.
I do love a good backstory, and I do love really good written lore.
Yeah, but no, I always think it's kind of funny that Prince Razoth and Olkiza in the Pantheon are the most bitter of enemies, and in terms of popularity, it's between those two. You just can't keep these two from fighting. They'll find some way to do it anyway. And then there's Mother Aya, who is the most referenced, actually. Yet, she has the most disliked video. A fun side note about her, Mother Aya. In the original books, I should say, she was a completely different character. She was the de facto god of war. And basically I was like, I don't really like there being a war god in the Vagrancy Pantheon, just because war is such a human concept. It didn't seem distant from humanity. And I was like, you know what we don't have? We don't have a nature or life god. And I kind of challenged myself, okay, but this is the Vagrancy horror. So all these deities are going to like represent the darkest example of what they're the god of. And so I was like, okay, what's the worst of nature? Apathy. Indifference. It's funny because, again, perfectly natural. A lot of people are like, you didn't have to go that far. You didn't have to actually have a scene where a man does that with his daughter while she's mutating into a monster. But see, here's the thing. That is a perfect example of Mother Aya. Because here's the thing. The only reason that you find that scene disgusting is because you care. If you didn't care, if you were truly apathetic, like nature is, like the world is, what's wrong with it? And before people say, you don't have to go that far, yes, I do. That's the point of the character Mother Aya.
Plus, that's the story.
Yeah. That's the point. I remember Maria from Tea and Telly. She commented, because I was on her show once, and she mentioned how she was actually really disturbed. Because while we don't show the narrator of that episode take the pills, we do actually cut to black and you hear the thud of him falling forward on the table, and then we show him face down, dead. And she was like, I can't believe that. She was saying how she'd never seen a depiction like that, like, you know what I mean? And she was like, did that actually just happen? Did I literally just watch that? And she, after that, she was like trying to cook dinner, and she realized she was still thinking about it. She was still bothered by seeing it, and it's like, that's horror.
And the artist, XIV.
XIV did a great job with them.
Amazing job on all those pictures.
So
one of them, he...
Fun side note, real quick, on the topic of Perfectly Natural. And I know we're devolving into a behind-the-scenes thing when I said we're going to talk about the mythology, but it's my show, I can do what I want.
Yeah.
He drew Syrah naked, like anatomically correct. And I was like, dude, we're already going to be in so much shit for this episode. We cannot have all that viewable on the image, dude. You got to do something.
It's hidden just enough, and he didn't want...
He didn't want to. No, he was like, well, no, that's part of the story. That's part of what's going on. It's important.
And I'm like, okay, let's see if...
And you,
yeah,
editor...
I just threw it up.
You just put it in. And here's the thing.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, are you going to add like smoke or mist or anything and make it, like in the animes? Nope, no. There's no blockage at all. It's just, thankfully, the nipples and the place, you just can't see. You just basically, we're going to say you can't see them.
Well, yeah, it's he did such a great job where
yeah, it really was great, but I was like, I was not expecting you to actually put that into the episode, and by the time that we got that damn thing edited and done, I was like, I was just ready to pull the French tactics and wave the white flag. I was like, you know what? No, fine. Leave it in. Because, by the way, for Perfectly Natural, I had to record it and re-record it like almost dozens of times. I don't know how many times I actually did it.
Me and Cobalt really put you through the ringer on that one.
And
it kept messing up.
It kept so many times. I sincerely was close to saying it was a cursed production. Like it. Oh God! It took so many times. And then I saw the video. Has you edited it? And I was just like, you know what? Fine. She gets her tits out. You know what? You guys win. I'm not gonna fight you.
I was just like, you need to do the audio again.
Yep, I remember that.
Something messed up. Oh, you're too low. Oh, the audio cut out.
There was one time I thought I did a great recording. I did it very clean. But for some reason, and I don't know where this came from, there was this constant breeze that got picked up by the microphone. And I was like, no, this can't be real. This is perfect. This is a damn near perfect recording, and we can't use it because there was this constant... That was perfectly natural. I was so angry.
Was it perfectly natural where you're just talking and then randomly a kid screams outside, or randomly like this dog just starts yapping its ass off and it ruins?
There was one time I was doing a really good recording of it, and my phone rang, and I literally, I'm not ashamed to say this, I literally thought I was on the verge of tears. I was so tired. It was like 4 a.m. I had been sitting in my little old corner all damn night trying to record it, trying to not be loud at the same time.
I remember that one. Okay, yeah.
And I was just asleep. I was so tired, and my phone, it didn't ring, it gave me a notification. Someone sent me a text message or something, and I just knew the microphone picked it up, and I literally just bowed my head and was like thinking about my life for a minute. And I literally was like, I am a grown-ass man who is actually about to cry.
Yeah, because I remember every recording you gave me, I'm like, this is basically unusable. We need to do this again.
But we are at time. But I'll because we were talking about Pursuit of Madness. Tara, who drew that wonderful art for the horse, that she's calling Horsezilla. That creature has a name, and while he's never been depicted artistically, he was in another story. That creature, and I'll break a little bit here, and I'll give you a bit of mythos lore from nowhere else. That creature has a name. He is named Liru. And he is the mountain of shadow and gore that pulls Prince Razzoth's throne. But on that random note, I have been your host, Kristoff N. We got the bishop in the corner.
Hey, hello.
Jesus over in the desert.
Yo.
Wow, the enthusiasm.
Man, I've been busy. I've been stuck in...
Yeah.
West Virginia.
We've all been...
West Virginia, Limbo.
Whatever.
I've been hanging out with...
I was abducted, okay? If anyone here deserves sympathy, it's me.
No, you're fine.
When you were abducted, did they do anything to you?
No, they were not Loveland frogs. Anyway.
Did they x-ray your brain or just, poke at it?
You know what's weird? I asked if they were going to do that. They said no.
What?
No.
What the fuck did they do to you? Take you to Taco Bell?
No, they took me and
To
they...
the worst place on the planet, Disney?
Don't get off!
The place with a giant mouse? Hey, that could be New York.
Anyway. Those are rats, by the way, not mice. Anyway, thank you all for being here tonight. Next week, we actually have something kind of special. I just recently got a game off of Kickstarter, and we're going to showcase it next week. We're going to be playing Kelp.
Yeah.
Octopus versus Shark.
I caught being shark.
No. I am the shark. End of story. We'll see you there next week, boys and girls. And until then, support independent artists. Go check out the Oddities and Curiosities Expo if you can.
It is very fun. Maybe one of your friends might disappear to go look for Bigfoot. Or aliens.
For all the people who have stuck through, even though we really were inactive and slacked pretty hard for a frickin' year, thank you for sticking with us. We look forward to entertaining you with new stories. And remember, await the black sun's dawn. And keep checking the shadows. If you throw that, I will kick your ass. And now I have to commit a hate crime.